Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing very well today. I'm just waiting 2 or 3 minutes for any late arrivals, and then I will get started. Just something to be aware of. No need to take any notes or anything like that. This meeting is going to be recorded, and we will be passing on a link to the recording shortly. Wait 2 more minutes. Okay, right. Let's get started. What an exciting summer we have ahead. 1 second now. So, my name is Kevin McNamara. I have probably met some of you over the course of the last couple of months or answered any questions for you. But I'm the head of the Innovate Summer Academy, which is obviously running over the next 6 weeks, hosted at the University College London. Um, what I will suggest is, in terms of a tiny bit of housekeeping, is um, I'll go through the PowerPoint, some really, really important pre-departure information, program information, and post-program information. By all means, put questions into the chat. And what I will do then is at the end of the session, which should run for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I'm happy to open the floor to any questions anybody has, any practical information that they need, and we can take it from there. So, firstly, I'd like to welcome you all to our pre-departure welcome a webinar. I am so excited about this summer. I really, really am. We've got some fantastic students joining our programs, and which represents 17 different nationalities across our three program terms and 15 different faculties is going to run this summer. So, what is the agenda today? We're going to think about preparing for arrival, life at Innovate, including our academic program. So, what does the timetable look like? What's a normal, typical day at Innovate going to look like? For both residential students and non-residential students, we're going to think about things like where should students meet every morning? What does accommodation look like? All of them random questions about things like laundry, what to bring, so important. Who knows what the weather will be like in London next week? Communications during the program, and any questions, and then a chance to ask any questions. So, who is our team? So, as I mentioned, I'm the head of the Innovate Summer Academy. For all parents, families, partners, any of our partners that we work with across the world, I will be on site at the University College London for the entirety of the 6 weeks program. So I will be here to support you, answer any questions or queries that you have, and also for anybody out there who wishes to give me a call during the program to run through anything, I will always be made available to you. And I'll show you how to do that shortly. On site, there will be two student experience coordinators, Josh Byrne and Ashleen Stewart. Both student experience coordinators will be managing the day-to-day operations of the program, bringing students to class, bringing them to activities and lunch, and make sure they feel supported throughout the program. So for any students that are on site, if you don't see me, I can guarantee you will see another staff member. They will be wearing purple uniforms and will be available to support you at any time. Tyler is our center manager, and he will be there to support you for things like accommodation, emergency call out, and we run a 24-hour phone line for any student specifically in accommodation who requires any support. In terms of our faculty, as you can see from our faculty, um, they represent different universities from all over the UK and indeed America as well. One thing to note for all our students out there, when you see one or two faculty members, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get one. When we hire and recruit our staff members, we do so in a way where we focus on their speciality. So, for example, from the business faculty, you will see that Peng Zhan teaches the first 3 or 4 modules from Introduction to Management to Financial Investment, while Anna, she will focus on the last 3 modules, which is more dedicated to things like strategic leadership. So just to be aware that you may have more than one lecturer during the course of your 2-week program. So before you travel, obviously all our students will have received a student induction pack, and where we'll include information about your checklist, such as passports, visas where necessary, airport transfer details, and emergency contacts saved. Very, very important things to be thinking of, especially your airport transfer details. If there is any issue with your airport transfer details, please, please, please contact our admissions team as soon as possible so they can support you in any way. In terms of what students should bring during the course of the program, people ask me all this all the time. Should they bring books or pens or anything like that? No, that's the sort of thing that we have got you covered for. And I'll talk about that in a little bit more shortly. But there is always things that come up every year that I always recommend that students consider. Obviously, a phone charger, really, really important that you're able to keep on contact with all your friends and family back home to make sure you're safe, and an adapter, a UK adapter if necessary. In terms, what's very, very important, sorry, excuse me. Sorry, just give me 1 second. In terms of a laptop, it is very, very important that all students are able to um, uh, have a laptop or iPad with them when they're on site. The reason why is because students will be completing a capstone project during the course of the program, and they will need this electronic device. If a student is unable to have a laptop or iPad, please make sure you contact our team as soon as possible, and we will make a laptop available to you during the course of your program. That part is not a problem, but it's very, very important that a student who doesn't have a laptop, make sure they bring it with them. Let us know. The other big aspect is things like having comfortable shoes. Students will be doing a lot of walking. There's a very, it's an action-packed timetable from classes in the morning to activities and university visits in the afternoon, up until guest speakers and little bit projects in the evening. Really, really important you bring comfortable shoes. And I always recommend that students also bring a waterproof jacket, especially for students who are going on our programs at the weekends from Cambridge, Oxford, Brighton, and London, all the way to some of our university visits and industry visits. The weather around um, we should sorry, excuse me, I'm just getting a lot of phone calls right now. It's very, very important that students bring extra clothing for all weather types in London. In terms of graduation, we always recommend students just bring some smart casual clothes for graduation and definitely a refillable water bottle. There is currently predicted to be a further heat wave in London coming up in the next couple of weeks. So it's very, very important that students bring a water bottle and remain hydrated during the course of our program. So, in terms of arrival in London, so it's a few things that are very, very important. So, this is both for residential students and non-residential students. Residential students will be staying at Garden Halls, which is located in central London, within walking distance of UCL. And you can see that the full address and the postcode is there, and you will receive this as part of our pre-departure materials. On arrival day, all rooms and key cards will be available from 4 p.m. on arrival day. If a student or parent or family arrive before 4 p.m., Innovate staff will be happy to store luggage until your room is ready. But just to be aware, the room will not be ready until 4 o'clock. My team, both Josh, Ashling, will be there the entire day. You will see them in purple uniforms. They will be there to support you during the entirety of the program. But indeed, especially on arrivals day, when students are arriving, they're tired from all the traveling and they just need some support. They will be there. On departure day, all rooms must be vacated by 9 a.m. Again, if students have to wait around to get a flight transfer, that's absolutely fine, and we'll be able to store their luggage as well. Very, very important for non-residential students. So non-residential students do not need to arrive on the arrivals day. You're obviously not required, but you should be there for the first day of the program, which will be Friday week. We ask all non-residential students to also come to a garden hall. That is our main base. That's where we have our meals, for example. So it's very, very important that all non-residential students arrive no later than 8:30 a.m. on the very first day. In terms of pickup for non-residential students, we always recommend students are picked up from garden halls at 9:30 p.m. Most of our classes, nearly everything finishes at 9 o'clock, but just to give us some time to get back to our accommodation, it's just very, very important to remember that. If you have a son or daughter who you're happy for them to independently travel back to their accommodation, that's absolutely fine as well. But it's very, very important that you let my team know that you have consented to allowing this independent travel. Okay? In terms of emergency contact, very, very important over the course of the last week and a half, our emergency contact number has changed. You will see this new contact information here, and it has changed, and all students, all partners, all families will receive a new emergency number. If anybody gets a flight delay or there is an issue 24 hours a day, please, please, please call that number. And our center manager, Tyler, who is on site during the course of the program for both residential and non-residential students, will be able to support you. So, for residential students, just a couple of key things to remember. Garden Hall is a very modern complex. It's about 10 to 12 minutes walk from our teaching space and our laboratories. It is actually about 10 minutes, but when we're walking in a group every morning, it normally takes about 15 minutes. That's also for our morning classes and our afternoon and evening sessions as well. For all students, residential and non-residential, breakfast and dinner is at Garden Hall in their catering side. We do also cater for various dietary requirements, but if you have a specific dietary requirement for, please, please, please do send us an email. So just so that we're able to cater for that as well. Lunch will not be at Garden Hall. It will be on our UCL campus in the UCL refectory, and I will talk a tiny bit about that more shortly. Every student will have a private room and an ensuite. So you'll get your room, you've got your desk, and you have got your own private bathroom. There is 24-hour security on site, and there is both health and safety support in the way of Tyler and the campus and the center manager team throughout the night. So if there's any issues, there's I don't know, broken chair or something like that, or the window's not opening properly, there will be someone on site during the day and night to support all our students. There is also Wi-Fi available on site. I have been told that sometimes it can be a bit spotty with the number of people that are using it, but we do have Wi-Fi available both on site in the residence, but also during in our on the UCL campus as well. So, in terms of student welfare and safety, just I wanted to make sure that we really kind of zone in on this. There is a dedicated student experience team on site during the evening. So that will be Tyler and the center manager team. The on-site team, which is myself, Josh, and Ashleen, they will be with students between 9 and 9:30 p.m. during the day. And then we hand over our students then to our experience team at night. Um, all our students are accompanied during all aspects of the program, every aspect from walking to class, to lunch, to industry visits, to activities. There will be someone accompanying them at all times. Every morning, there will be a daily check-in in terms of attendance and welfare check-in. And it's very, very important, not so much for residential students, but for non-residential students, that if your son or daughter is going to be late for class, that you make sure that you let us know as soon as possible, because when we walk to class or to all our various things, we all go in one large group. There is also first aid trained staff available, include myself and my team, but also our center staff as well. Parents can contact the Innovate team at any time regarding concerns, and I will share that information shortly. Very, very important from my perspective as the head of the academy. I want to make sure that, first of all, our students are safe and well and they're not worried about anything, but also that all our families feel that their students are safe as well. So if you feel that at any point that you want to have a conversation with me directly, I'm going to show you our email address, and you can check in at any time. We're more than happy to take a call or an email exchange, or indeed a video call if necessary. So, staying connected. So, for all our students on the call, just a couple of key bits of information. When you arrive on site, all our students are going to receive their student handbook. And on that handbook, there's going to be all your information. It is a one-stop shop from things like your classes and what you're going to study, to all your activities, to your timetables. Everything is going to be in your handbook that you receive on site. A couple of things for staying connected with both other students and also your friends and family. There is an Innovate WhatsApp community. So for all our students on site, both residential and non-residential, we encourage you to join the WhatsApp group so that you can chat with all your new friends and classmates. And also, from time to time, we will send an update via WhatsApp, but it's not normally our official communication. For families all around the world, there is daily photo gallery. So every evening, there will be new photos that are going to be uploaded from the day's activities or excursions or student experiences. They normally will be uploaded at the end of the day. One thing is very, very important. I cannot guarantee that every student across our entire academy, you will see them in a photo, but we will be uploading all our photos on a daily basis. In terms of email support, this is what I was referring to there a few moments ago. If you have a non-urgent inquiry, please do email the Innovate Academy email address, and our team will respond between 9 and 9 p.m. UK time. Issues like, a student may have some concerns in class, for example, or, they're not enjoying some of the food. We're more than happy to support in any way. If it is an urgent inquiry, please call the emergency line, and the on-site center manager, Tyler, will be available. That's a 24-hour line. and they will be there at all times. Okay.
Yeah, so can we have actually a contact with the
Sorry
ancient
now.
participants?
So, as if we could wait for questions until the end, please, then I'm more than happy to take any questions. So, what does a typical day at Innovate look like? So, every morning, students have got breakfast available between 7:45 and 8:45 at Garden Hall. I would recommend for any students on the call, any students, please make sure to get down early. There is students from multiple programs on site, and there can be a line, so just to be aware that to get down nice and early. Every morning at 8:45, there is a morning assembly outside of Garden Hall. This is for both residential students and non-residential students. So every student needs to be outside Garden Hall at 8:45, where we do a full attendance check. We talk about what we're going to do for the day, and we travel to the UCL campus. From 9 until 12, that is when you have your classes with all your various lectures. All our lectures and classrooms take place at the Cruciform building, which is the biomedical building on the UCL campus. This is about a 12-minute walk. The reason why we have it in this particular building is because this building comprises of both normal standard classrooms, lecture space. It's also got wet laboratories and dry laboratories. So specifically for engineering, computer science, or medical students, the reason why you're in this building is because obviously you've got access to our labs and our lecture space, but also for our business and law students, we want the entire academy to be together for that day, for the first 3 hours of the day, and that is the reason why we're always based in that building. At 12 o'clock, we go for lunch, which is about a 5-minute walk to the UCL refectory. All our students will receive a voucher on a daily basis for lunch, and it is quite a spread of different types of foods that cater for all different dietary requirements. So there is every type of food that you can imagine. You just go up, you just give your ticket, and then the student then receives the meal. Between 1 and 5 p.m., we're moving out of the classroom now. That's when we're kind of really doing a lot of our kind of activities on the ground. So students will take part in university visits. All our students this year our two London-based university visits is Imperial and London School of Economics. Students will also go on industry visits on certain days and career development classes as well, along with things like museum visits. Really, really important thing to remember between 1 and 5 p.m. While students are split up between different faculties for their morning session, in the afternoon, a lot of the visits are together. So, for example, all our university visits, all our students go together. A lot of our museum visits are similar. The only part that I would say is quite different would be industry visits. So, for example, law students will go to the Royal Court of Justice, while, say, medical students, for example, will go to the Royal College of Surgeons. So, there's a few specific events and activities where students will go with a different staff member to a particular activity. Normally, we try and get back to Garden Hall for about 5 p.m. so that students can just take a break, relax, and spend time with their friends. There's lots of activities to do in Garden Hall, from pool to snooker and all them kind of games that's there. But also for our non-residential students, there is lots of comfortable space for you to relax and chill out at Garden Hall as well. And then dinner is between 5:30 and 7. So that's for both residential students and non-residential students. At 7 p.m., we have got our evening activities. Now, how we normally work our timetable for evening activities is we try to spread everything quite consistently across our timetable, which I will show you in a few minutes. So, for example, if one evening we have a master class, the next evening we try and make sure that we're doing a walk around London or London Eye or a student disco tomorrow. So we try and balance our timetable quite nicely between something that's a master class or something that's in one of our buildings to the next day being out and about in London. So, what does a typical timetable look like at Innovate Summer Academy? So, what you're actually looking at right now is the business timetable for term one. All our timetables look exactly the same. If it's law or engineering or medicine or computer science, the timetable looks exactly the same, except obviously there's different classes going on and different activities. So, for morning classes, you will see that all our business students are doing things like Introduction to Business Management, all the way up to things like Strategic Leadership. The average number of students in our classes for term one to term two and term three can be anywhere between 3 or 4, all the way up to 10 or 11 students. So it's a spread between different numbers of students between different subject areas. It really, really depends on what specific subject you're doing and the number of students that's in your particular class. So normally how the class works, the first hour, you're learning about a particular subject, and then the real fun starts. The second half of the class, you'll have a small break for about maybe 20 minutes, and the second half of the part, you're really just getting in and working on different projects with all your different classmates. In the afternoon, then we'll go to lunch at the UCL refectory, and then the afternoon, it really is about going university visits and museum visits and industry visits. Obviously, for any students that have signed up for the weekend excursions, we're also bringing you to London, Cambridge, Brighton, and Oxford, and it will be very similar in terms of timings. All students have to meet at 8:45 at Garden Hall to go to on them various trips. The evenings is when we try and spread things out a bit more. So the first evening is a keynote speaker. We've got Jamie McIntosh coming to speak to our students. Jamie was the very first man to climb Mount Everest in crutches after an injury, and he speaks to students about being courageous and inspiring them for the next 2 weeks. Always on the weekends and the evenings, we have free time. So after a long day, full day trips, we always have free time in the evenings. And then the other days are broken up in different ways where we work on our various capstone projects. We have our career master classes and indeed our one-on-one mentoring sessions as well. So every student will have a one-on-one mentoring session with their lecturer. You'll see it here on the first day of the program and again right near the end as well. So we have 2 of them split across the timetable. On the final day of the program, all our students will be presenting their capstone projects, which I will talk more with our students on site. All our capstone projects are done in groups of students, so they will have an opportunity to present what they've learned during the week. And then that evening, there is a graduation ceremony for all our students. So that is a very, very typical timetable across all our subject areas. It is very much the same. There will just be a couple of key differences. So for example, for engineering students, they may not go to the Bank of England, for example, they will go to the Design Museum instead. That's the kind of little small differences that you will see in our Innovate timetable. So just to confirm, what are the various activities outside of classrooms the students will be doing? As I said, there will be 2 London-based university visits to both Imperial and London School of Economics. We do a series of industry visits where students get an opportunity to meet professionals within their chosen area, from the Royal College of Surgeons to the Royal Court of Justice, to meeting CEOs and entrepreneurs and engineers. There is museum visits, which are a bit more relaxed and fun and give an opportunity for students to hang out with other classmates. There is university preparation classes where how to understand and thinking about going to university and how to write a university application. This is a class that I run myself. There is the one-on-one mentoring sessions with our lecturers. career classes, and your all-important capstone project. Also, we really make sure that all our students have fun, fun, fun. This is supposed to be a very fun and exciting program. There is a student disco for all our students. There is London excursions to Leicester Square and to the London Eye, for example, and of course, our graduation ceremony. So at the end of the program, all our students will receive their letter of recommendation from our professor after the completion of the project. Hopefully, they will have a completed personal statement for UCAS, or at least something in draft. There will be a report card and a certificate. And of course, all our students are going to have all their course materials, from the PowerPoints to all the module handbooks to all their academic subject materials, to give them an opportunity to really hone in on their chosen academic journey. So a couple of frequently asked questions that comes up every year, and then after that, then I can open it up to a Q&A. Can parents visit during the program? Yes, of course. Parents and guardians are more than welcome to come to London during the program. However, to ensure the full Innovate experience, we do not permit parents or families or partners to enter classes or scheduled activities. We don't actually allow anyone going into any of our classrooms during class, and that is including up and including group leaders. Can students leave the program independently? Student safety is a priority for us, so residential students are expected to remain with the Innovate team throughout the program unless specific permission has been granted by parents. In order to do this, you will have to email me directly to say, my son is going meeting a family member on a certain evening. Is there a laundry service? Yes, there is laundry facilities available within garden halls for students to use throughout their stay. All they need to do is download an app, put some money on it, and they're able to do their laundry. How much money should students bring? This is a question that comes up a lot. It is entirely optional. Obviously, all our meals, accommodation, transport, travel card, and activities are all part of the program fee. So the only thing that's really required is money for personal purchases or snacks. What should students wear? There is no formal dress code for our program. We really do recommend comfortable clothing and footwear as suitable for walking around London and indeed for all our classes. Other question, is Wi-Fi available? Yes, Wi-Fi is available in both garden halls and on the University College London campus. All the information about how to access it will be in the student handbook that students receive on the first day of the program. Another big question that always comes up with me is, can students use mobile phones? Yes, students are welcome to use their phones during free time in evenings. We do obviously ask students to put away their phones during classes, guest lectures, and academic activities. But to be very honest, we also, a lot of our classes, students will actually be asked to use their phone, for example, for Googling things or searching things. And we do have a couple of fun activities, especially on our university campuses, where we want students to use their phone to take photos as part of a photo competition. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen shortly, and then if you have any further questions before arrival, please don't hesitate to contact the Innovate team on the email address. But I'm also going to stop sharing my screen now, and any questions that people have, I am more than happy to answer. Let's see what questions that we have in our chat. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. Any questions?
Hi. For the timetable you put earlier,
Yes.
and this full day trip to London and Britain, and to Cambridge.
Yes.
Is that for everyone?
Which program are you on? Are you on the residential or non-residential option?
No.
Non-residential option.
Yeah.
Is your name is Kevin, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin. So you can absolutely, what we can do is when you're on site, if you want to attend the program, that will not be a problem at all. That will not be a problem.
Like, is it optional?
It is optional, yes. If you're non-residential, it's optional, yes.
So what do we do if I choose to not do it? Like, where
If
do I
you're
do? Where do I go?
if you're non-residential, I assume you will just be at home with or wherever you're staying with your family.
Oh, it's a
Obviously, if
rest
you're
day.
yes, it's because it's on the weekend. It's on the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question,
And
though. Yeah.
what time do we have to be for non-residential people?
You need to be at Garden Hall every day at 8:45.
And leave.
Normally, all our activities and sessions finish at 9 p.m. So normally we should be back in Garden Hall by 9. So anytime from 9 p.m. Normally, I ask parents to pick students up at 9:30 just to give us a tiny bit of leeway if we're running late.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries, Kevin. I'm really looking forward to meeting you properly. You've got a good name like myself.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks a lot. Should no resident students? Hi, Madalena. Should no resident students attend the welcome evening on July the 8th? Students are absolutely more than welcome to attend the welcome event. It's absolutely fine. To be honest, really important for us is that the main purpose of that welcome event is an opportunity for students to get to know each other. We really want everybody to get together. So by all means, if residential students would like to attend, that's no problem at all. Absolutely. Is there air conditioning? Ray, there is air conditioning in all our classes at UCL. There is no air conditioning in Garden Hall, however, in the room. So that's something just to be aware about. Students do from time to time bring portable fans with them into when they arrive on site. Can I please check? Arrival day and first night is the 8th of July. Yes, it is. That is indeed. Evan, yes, just to answer your question, there is in Garden Hall, very, very, very normal situation for student accommodation and the infrastructure in the UK. There is not air conditioning in a student's room in Garden Hall. Diana, where is there homework? Oh, what a question to ask. No, there won't be any homework that students need to do at the end of each day. Every student does work on a project, on a capstone project, but they work on it in the evenings, in our sessions, or in our afternoon sessions. And they're always supervised by our lecturers as well. So you will not have to go home and do any homework. I can promise you that. Where will the welcome evening take place? So the welcome evening, where will the welcome evening take place? You just need to come to Garden Hall, where all our students are based. And from there, there will be a familiarization session. So students will be shown around. And also then we will be joining up with some of our other programs for welcome activities on site at Garden Hall. Will there be any type of evaluation? Yes, in fact, the capstone project is the culmination of our 2-week program. The capstone presentation is where all our students present their project to their classmates and other faculty. All our students do get a grade for their program, but it is graded as a group, and that occurs on the very, very last day in our afternoon session.
So I think that I saw on the timetable for the CS summer camp, the 101 mentoring session, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is it about?
Okay, that's a very good question. So what is the one-on-one mentoring session? So during that session, students will start working on what we call a learning portfolio. and it's very, very specific to all our students, where they complete certain questions. And it might be like, what type of subjects I'm interested in going studying at university, what are my hobbies, where are my career aspirations, and what do I want to do? All our students will complete that during the session, and then directly afterwards, they will sit down one-on-one with their university lecturer. The university lecturer is going to go through all the questions and all the answers that the students gave, and is going to provide comments, feedback, advice, and guidance, and then is going to write a little report for the student with some recommendations and advice. So, for example, I believe you mentioned computer science. So, for example, one of the questions might be, what university should I go to if I'm really interested in artificial intelligence or robotics or automation? And the lecturer will give the student advice about what type of subjects to look at, what type of courses that they should think about, what type of skills they should think about developing prior to the start of the program. The reason why we do that at the very start of the program and the end of the program is because during the program, one of my main goals for all our students is to really, really help them make that decision about what they want to study at university. So after they've studied all the different subjects, they might have changed their minds slightly. Maybe I'm not interested in artificial intelligence so much. Maybe I'm interested in machine learning. And then the last session, the professor will sit down one-on-one again with the student and go through the information a second time with new answers to give them further advice. The last part of that one-on-one session is an academic success plan, and it's basically a couple of key points that a student should do after the program to support them with their higher education journey. Okay.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. What about the capstone project and the guest panel discussion?
Okay, so with the capstone project, students work on a project for about 8 hours during the course of the program. So on the Monday of our first program, of the first week of the program, our students will pick from a selected number of projects, and then they will work on this project over the course of 8 hours during very specific sessions. It'll be supervised by our professors, and normally students do it in either groups of 2 or 3. One of the big rules for me is that all students have to do it with a student from a different nationality. So what students do is they work on the project during these sessions. The lecturer is going to give them advice, they're going to give them support, and then at the end, they present their project and their presentation with their group to the rest of the academy and our professors at the end on the very last day. And that forms the basis of your final grade for the program. Some students come to me sometimes and go, Kevin, I'm really, really interested in a certain type of project. I'm really, really into something. Is there any possibility I can do this project by myself? And can it be supported by the university lecturer? That is indeed possible. It is absolutely possible, but it's very, very important that you speak to me first and the university lecturer to make sure that that's a viable option. Okay? The guest panel is an opportunity to put all our lecturers on the spot. So the guest panel is where all our lecturers from across our academy sit down, a bit like Question Time, if you ever watch British TV, Question Time, and they will answer a series of questions about their subject area. And it's a bit more of a fun, engaging event, and it gives, for example, students from computer science to ask questions to professors from law or medicine, and it just gives people an opportunity to learn about the careers of all our fantastic professors. Okay. Okay. Which institutions with business programs uh, Which institutions will business program students visit during the afternoon sessions? So business students go to two, I assume you're referring to our industry visits. So our business students will go to BG Innovation Hub, and they will also be going to mixed reality rooms. So mixed reality rooms is a major marketing firm that work on AI intelligence for business purposes, and students will get the opportunity, if I remember correctly, to meet their chief operating officer. So that's for our mixed reality. And for BG Innovation Hub, it is an entrepreneurial hub for different startups and different smaller companies, and students are going to learn more about how they grow and how they develop, and they also get an opportunity to visit the entire facility and meet all the various staff. Okay. Um, are we allowed to use our phones to record the lectures? That is a very, very good question. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to use your phone to record a lecture. Um, we don't allow that, but what we can tell you is at the end of the program, you will receive all the materials and you will also receive the PowerPoint from that specific class. Okay. For the Law and Justice program, the day of arrival is the 9th of July. Yes, the program. So yes, so the arrival day for the law for all our programs, Thursday the 9th of July is the arrival day. Yes, it is. Sorry, for Emma as
Sorry.
well. Yeah, our arrival day is the 9th. Sorry? All our arrival day for all our programs is the 9th of July for term one. Sorry, Emma, just to answer your question as well. I just saw that the arrival day and first night is the 8th. No, it's actually the 9th. It's the 9th of July.
Okay, sorry. As computer science and AI engineering for the summer camp of computer science and AI engineering, will we build a real AI project during the capstone project, or is it mainly theoretical? And also, so you said that we were allowed to record, but like I think we are expected to bring our laptops with us during the lectures.
Yes, yes, you're definitely expected to bring your laptops during the program. Absolutely, during class. I'm just specifically talking about recording a lecture using your mobile phone. We don't allow that, but you're more than happy to use your we want you to bring your laptop because every class is theory and project-based learning. So we definitely need you to have your laptop for things like coding purposes. Very excellent question regarding the capstone project. That's a very, very good question. You will be doing a lot of practical aspects, especially during our robotics and automation classes. In fact, most of computer science is quite practical in nature. In terms of the capstone project, it is mainly theoretical in terms of its approach and its design and its delivery. Very, very good question. The only reason that that is the case is because it depends on the type of materials a particular student needs for a particular to have a successful capstone project. However, if during the course of deciding what project you're working on with your lecturer, we do have them available materials, then we're more than happy to consider a more practical based capstone project. Okay.
Kevin, it's Emma here. I'm a bit confused now because you mentioned the party, which you
Yes.
the sort of introductory party, which you said was on the 8th of July.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. So that I must have got confused there. So our arrival
what I
day is,
saw.
excuse me?
That's what I saw as well. It's also the 8th of July.
Yeah, so it's
So the arrival, so the
yes,
arrival date is 4 p.m.
on the
on the
9th of
9th of
July.
July,
Everything occurs on the 9th of July. So
and
the
then
arrival,
on the 9th of July there's a party.
Yes, there is in the
Right,
evening.
okay, good.
Sorry,
Okay.
Kevin. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
that's
bad.
okay. You just threw me. They will be in London anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I've yeah, that's fine. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's the evening of the 9th. There is a welcome event for all our students in the evening. And then, so that's the arrival day. And then obviously on the 10th then is the first day of class, which is the Friday.
So the programmer is friendly to the beginner. Is it like if I haven't learned anything from it before?
Sorry, Kevin, I didn't hear what your question is.
Is the programmer like friendly to beginner?
Yes, absolutely. That's a very, very good question. So all our programs should be considered a pre-university program. So if you are a beginner and you're just trying to understand if a subject like computer science is for you, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine for you. Now, at the same time, just say that you do actually have done a tiny bit of coding in your time or you're a more advanced level. Our curriculum is based in a way where there's different levels of difficulty. So all students will be challenged during the course of the program. So you're absolutely fine to be a beginner, intermediate, or a bit more advanced. Okay.
Sorry, but for programming, I heard that the program will be getting a little bit intense. So how much knowledge and programming experience is expected before the camp starts? And will we receive any learning materials before the camp begins?
Great question. So you do not need any programming or advanced knowledge prior to the start of the program. You do not need any. You don't need any. However, if you do have programming experience, for example, that's absolutely okay as well. We cater for at more advanced levels during the course of the class. So, for example, a normal standard class for the first 50 minutes is theory. And then the second 2 hours is project-based learning, where students have an opportunity to work on their projects at different levels of difficulty. So you don't need to have any prior experience, but if you do have more experience, that's okay too. In terms of your academic material and materials for your specific class, all our students receive all the materials in their student handbook on arrivals day.
Okay, thank you very much. But do you have any idea of which programming language will be used throughout the program?
I don't actually have that information to hand. I'm going to be very honest with you. It's definitely not my background. I'm not sure. Our computer science lecturer is definitely the person to answer that question. I'll be able to answer that on the very
All
first day.
right, thank you.
No worries.
So the one-on-one mentoring sessions will be personalized based on our career goals, based on what you said.
Yes, and academic goals as well. Yeah. So it's specific to you. Yeah.
Yeah, so non-residentials won't be attending the weekend excursions, I guess.
Well, if you have signed up for your 14-day program, that's non-residential, students who are non-residential, it'll be absolutely fine to attend as well.
So will our work and networking be rated? So will we get feedback on our capstone project from industry professionals or university staff? Because apparently before graduation, they will rate us on how well we did on the summer camp.
Yes, absolutely. So all our students get a report card with all their feedback from their capstone project. They get the feedback after the end of the program, but all our students receive all that material about their capstone project at the end. Yes.
Okay. And how are students grouped for the capstone project? Will we choose our teammates or be assigned randomly?
That's really, really depends on the specific class and the types of subjects and projects that our students are interested in. It really, really depends on the dynamics of that particular class and the lecturer. So, for example, a number of students might be interested in sports management and would like to maybe do a project on that. Or for computer science, maybe students are interested in things like machine learning and would like to do a project on that. It really, really depends on the lecturer and the students within that class.
So
Oh,
you said that for the AI and robotics sessions, we just need a laptop.
that's it.
Mm.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. Danny, I see your question regarding final time to, yeah, I can speak to you offline about that. But for anybody else who's got any other questions, this webinar is being recorded, so we will be sending you out all of this information. But by all means, if you have any other questions prior to the start of the program, please do email our Innovate inbox. One of our team will get back to you and be able to answer you any questions. For all our students out there, I am so delighted. I'm really excited to welcome you to London in next week for some of you, and safe travels, and I'll see you in London shortly. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries.